Hello everyone, David Reed with Dial the Gate here. Welcome back. Day 3 of San Diego Comic-Con Special Edition. I believe today is now November the 28th. Yesterday I said it was November the 28th. I was wrong. Hello. Got a pink Chewbacca walking by here. We're with Colleen at the sgcommand.org booth. And how's the event been going?
Actually, even though it's kind of slow, I think people are taking more time at each table, so we're actually getting a lot of conversation. Having a lot of fun, actually.
So Colleen, you may recognize her from the Gary Jones interviews earlier this year. She joined us then, and I believe we talked a little bit about this, but what do you got going on? What is sgcommand.org?
sgcommand.org is obviously a Stargate props and costuming group. It's been around for at least almost 20 years, I believe. It's run by Daniel Kim, who started it.
Hello, Dan.
Hi, Dan. And right now we're on Facebook, and our forums are back up and running for our website. But yeah, we had some issues with, the standard stuff with web hosting and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So we're getting the forums back up, and then the rest of it should hopefully come up. But there's a lot of reference material, and there's a lot of people who are willing to answer questions and or ask questions. And it's just a group of fans that, we try to encourage for costuming, and that's what Randy, my husband, and I have been doing here at Comic-Con. I think he's been doing the table since about 2005.
And there's always a good enough business to come back.
Well, I mean, any excuse to talk about Stargate.
Got it. Okay. But there is it still is relevant to have a presence is the point.
Yes.
If no one was recognizing it, I suspect under those circumstances it would be another story, but it's continuing to do its thing in the background.
Yeah, and people love seeing screen-used props and costumes, which, even if don't know about the show, or they're kind of vague about the show, when they see some of the props and costumes.
Makes the connection.
Yeah, and then we have gotten people interested.
Very good. So none of these are for sale, right?
No,
this
is our personal collection.
Okay, got
Very
it.
small part.
So I'm not going to go through everything, but Linda, if you want to tilt up and get a better view of all this stuff, what are some of your favorite pieces?
Well, I love the TER.
The TER?
Yeah, the TER, the TER.
Okay.
Which, sure. This one is one of the ones from the original with the retube, but has been since adjusted to go after the super soldiers. So you can tell that by this part, which was added for the cull. So it now goes out killing cull.
It can cull the cull.
It can cull the cull.
So you guys, there we go. Yep.
Yeah.
That's legit.
Yeah.
That is so cool. And have you replaced the batteries?
No, it's still working.
This is the original. Yeah.
Yeah, it's still working. And there you go. Yeah, you can turn it on and you can see it.
Yeah. This is one of the cooler pieces.
Yeah, when they had the gate at WonderCon, when we were doing that with Jenny and them, well, I got to use that as one of the booth bunnies. That was so much fun.
Made for righties and lefties.
Yep, pretty much, yeah.
There you go.
So basically, I like the weapons. I'm weird that way.
Yep.
The Zats are pretty cool too. This is a rubber one for background characters. It's a stunt gun.
Yeah.
And the cool thing about the Zats is you can wear them to any convention because they don't look like the real weapon.
They don't look like a weapon.
Like the Wraith Stunner, which I've now got a Wraith Stunner.
Yep.
So now I can wear Stargate, SG-1 and or Atlantis and still carry a weapon and not have to be drawn upon by a cop.
The stunner, you talking about the pistol or the rifle?
The pistol.
The pistols were introduced in the Siege Part 3 and Season 2. And I was always disappointed that they really didn't catch on with the normal gear like the Zat guns did. I thought, okay, by Season 2, that's around the time that the Zat guns were introduced in SG-1. I figured that they were going to become a part of the standard weaponry, and it just didn't happen.
I thought so too, and I was always disappointed because it is a good alternative to have.
Yeah.
The Wraith Stunner, you don't necessarily want to kill someone or have a blood trail or anything like that.
It's their tech, and they're our primary enemy, which made sense for SG-1 to have the Zat. I get it's just stories and the direction of the show. Not always the same.
The race stunners, which I didn't bring it, they're very bulky.
Yeah.
And the holster they created for it was not very secure.
Yeah.
You know, so when I do mine, you know, it came with a really nice holster, much better one than what you see on screen. So I'm not even going to touch that. But I'm, you know, they don't really seem to know how to holster the alien weapons.
If you look at a Zat holster without a Zat gun, you'll ask yourself, what is this thing? Because it just has, it's a piece that vaguely resembles the shape, but it has straps on it.
Yeah.
And it's like, then you add this and you install it into it, it's like, oh, I get it now. It's one of the more complicated things that I think that they made.
Yeah, and it's left side only.
Yeah.
So I have to make a new one if I want to start wearing the Zat on the right side because I can't wear a gun anymore.
Yeah.
So, you know, I'm going to have to do that. But that's half the fun of those is, you know.
Absolutely.
You know, but,
is this an original GDO?
It is a stunt GDO.
A stunt GDO?
Yeah, so that's why it does not work.
Okay. Well, I imagine it doesn't open a gate.
No, but
so.
I mean, it doesn't have any working parts. It's just, again, a background piece so that,
Got it. Understood.
So none of the lights or anything like that.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
And then one of my favorite pieces.
Healing device.
This is an original screen used healing device.
Which right now the battery is not working again.
Okay. Does it light pretty good when it does?
When it works, it is. It's pretty cool.
They made these things to last fairly well. I mean, we're talking a 25-year-old piece almost here.
And then if you look at the back, they even did detail on the back where the hand normally covers it. Yeah, so you're like, that's
so they could show it close, you know, in scenes where like you've got one at Area 51 in storage, you want to take it out and examine it to make sure that it hasn't been duplicated by those damned Rogan ID. This is the place to do it. So I just look at the detailing there on the side, the purple.
Yeah.
This is a cool piece. I wouldn't mind having one of the originals myself. That's really cool. And then perhaps the most notorious of this set, we'll get up to other pieces, is the Primordial Goa Old that Chaka made a meal out of in the first ones in season 4.
Yep. As you can see, it's getting a little worse for wear because it is made out of rubber. But it is so freaking cool. I mean, look at the detail for the roasted gold.
Yes, exactly. He's cooked it. The I just posted the season 4 and 5 SG1 concept art in week 2 of Stargate SG1 of Dial of the Gates content. I think it's episode 6 if I'm not mistaken. There we show off the concept art for this, and it's an excellent example of how they went out of their way to make the concept art as identical as to make the prop as identical to the concept art as can be imagined. They will this stuff into solid reality. I've had that conversation with James C.D. Robbins. I've had it with Martin Garrow, and they're always were blown away that the guys could either write it down, type it up on a piece of paper, like the writers, or James C.D. Robbins could draw it, and then 2 weeks later, it exists.
They have some great artists working on the show.
Yeah.
I mean, prop making and costuming are both art forms.
Yes,
and they
very much
have
so.
some great artists on that show. Go to sleep now.
Aquí? No. Pino. From Stargate Universe. Balls within balls within balls. Or spheres, rather. So, this is a screen use piece.
Yep.
One of my favorite. I own one, and it's in the top 5 of my collection. They were the coolest things.
It was a neat idea.
It was a neat idea. I would have, if the show had continued, I really think that they would have gone places with it, geographically as well as story-wise, because it did fly to planets. But yeah. Now this, right here, season 8. You want to tell the story for this one?
Basically, season 8. That's number 5, right? Which one is that? I don't know. This is Randy's thing. My husband is the one who knows the story.
New Order parts 1 and 2 when they captured Carter, and then later again for Daniel in Reckoning 1 and 2. So this is the wall of replicator blocks, and you can tell how far this one went down. So this is a section of it. Really cool piece.
Yeah.
Up. What about this one?
And that one is is essentially the door opener for one of the doors from the Aurora.
It's an access panel.
Access panel from the Aurora, the ancient ship from Stargate Atlantis.
Yep, season
and
2.
I love that episode.
Yep.
When they give the toast at the end to the Aurora.
Oh, very much so. Yeah, and then the Orion, it was used on the Orion as well.
Yep.
And then in later episodes, when they did more ancient stuff, you saw these access panels pop up everywhere. If someone can do font substitution for this and go online and tell what this does say something. I think it says like access panel or something like that. But if you go find the ancient font and you Google the font substitution for English to ancient, someone will put in the comments section, please, what that is.
Oh my God.
It's been so long since I've translated it.
I'm going to have to translate it now.
Yeah. Or maybe it's this way. I don't know. So it's like Jack trying to learn Latin. How hard can it be? Hard.
Hard.
Now this is exceptionally cool.
Oh, thank you.
This would be Harmony's
Yep.
version of the conflict with the Jedi.
Yep.
And James C.D. Robbins made this painting from a photo. The photo I've never seen. And I've seen pretty much all the material that was used to develop the show.
my God.
But it was turned then into a painting.
And he did a great job.
He did. The real painting is 7 feet tall, 6 feet tall.
Huge.
It was enormous. And it was, I don't know if it was the end of part 1 of the Propworks auction or the second one for Stargate, but it was the last, I put it as the last lot on one of them. Harmony's victory painting.
Yeah.
So you can Google that and see various versions of that as well. And then we have different fun little identifications.
Yeah, I did. I created those. You have Shepard and you have O'Neill.
Do you have Don?
No.
You don't have it with you? Okay.
No, I don't have Don's. No.
Yeah, the memorial one?
No,
Okay.
the memorial ones stay at home because I don't have any more.
I agree. Yeah, you want to be careful. So, are these available by any chance to get?
This one is not.
This one is not?
Because we were part of the beta testing for the new Stargate.
Phoenix site.
Yeah, for the new Stargate RPG
Oh.
for the Phoenix site. And so while we were gaming last year, I designed this patch, and that is
Okay.
the Phoenix Star Cluster in the background.
Oh.
And so yeah, it's Stargate Phoenix Team 1. And
Yes.
so I designed it, and then I took it and I had it turned into patches for our team only.
Good. Okay. So,
So,
it's
yeah,
kind of a
Yeah.
an alternate reality exclusive.
Yeah.
Like you slipped into one of those mirror realities and brought back this.
Yeah.
You know, like
and this
SGA.
This one, my favorite drama is Emergency from 1970s about the paramedics
Okay.
and firefighters. And then my favorite science fiction show, of course, is Stargate and Stargate Atlantis.
Really?
So
Never would have guessed.
I know.
Ah, okay.
So I melded the two because, SGC has to have a special fire and rescue unit for all those foothold incursions and all those experiments that go wrong. So you're going to have specially trained firefighters and emergency people to handle the aftermath. So that was my answer to combining my two loves into one patch.
That's really cool because I am convinced that level 28 would have had a fire team.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, they would have, that would have been a thing. Maybe not exclusively to that level,
And I do
but
have
I
a
want to
patch.
make a shirt that says level 28 fire team.
Oh,
So
I'd be so on it. I would send you the art. You could put the art on there.
we could do that. There we go.
Yep,
All
designed
right.
that one myself too.
Colleen, this is great stuff.
Thank
You should be
you.
proud.
I'm totally
So-
proud. Are you kidding me? Any chance for us to show this stuff off? It's
Absolutely.
like I love it.
You want to introduce?
Oh, this is Randy, my husband.
Hello.
The other half of the collecting team.
Yes, and he is in New York stationed right now with the Ghostbusters. So, well, thank you so much for allowing us to use your booth to close out the weekend.
I'm happy to.
And,
like I said, any excuse to talk about Stargate.
Absolutely, and we'll be seeing you at the next event for
For
sure.
sure.
So,
Absolutely.
Do you know how to close us out?
Dial the gate.
My expression?
What is your expression again?
I'm David Reed for Dial the Gate, and we'll see you on
I'm sorry.
the other side.
On the other side.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.